Hello and welcome to my site. My name is Dustin. I'm research associate from Hamburg University of Technology. Not that confident in presenting in English, but I will do my best. And I have this sort of spelling mistakes. It's the title of the presentation is the role of data sharing for the decarbonizing culture. That's good. And let's have a brief look on the agenda. First, I will give a quick introduction of the relation, and I will present some of the related literature. And after that, come to the research design. In the main part of the presentation, I will then present the preliminary results on cell conducted as well as strategic, and I will end the presentation with the conclusion and give a further overview. And let's jump into the topic of decarbonization interpretation. To counteract the climate change, the European Union has taken several measures to reach climate neutrality by 2050 and a reduction of CO2 emissions by 5% as an intermediate target until 2030. And on the left side, here you can see the normalized climate impact of individual sectors in the European Union. And as you can easily see, the transport sector is right above, and it's really to step up to reach all the climate goals of the European Union. Another important aspect is that road transport accounts for around 6% of the European CO2 emissions, and the sector is really hard to decarbonize since it's dependency on fossil fuels. And increasing transport volume at the moment. So it's looking for road transport that increased by 50% in the last 25 years. The market is really fragmented, and this can be seen by the fact that 99% of the devices identify as small and medium-sized enterprises with fewer than 50 employees, so it makes it really difficult also to decarbonize. So we can conclude that the license contribution in the transport sector increased the need for action as well for business as well as for academia, and the responsibility for transport-related emissions is distributed in the main stakeholders, as I mentioned before. Now let's have a look at the developments of CO2 reporting and the present challenges, and the reporting of the economies of carbon footprint is the first step to decarbonizing. And that's the reason for that is that only the quantification of emissions enables to set in meaningful reduction targets and then monitor the progress of the measures that have been taken. There is an increasing regulatory regression between many sustainability reporting obligations. For example, I want to mention here the Code of Sustainability Reporting Directive, where companies are obliged to report all their sustainability activities, their reduction targets, and one part of it is also the CO2 emissions. But there are several challenges when it comes to CO2 reporting. For example, there's lack of accuracy due to the use of standard emission factors or industry average data instead of using environmental data that fuel consumption. At the moment, many companies just using standard factors on top of the emissions of low fuel consumption data is the problem. But nevertheless, there's an increasing demand for data, and this requires the information exchange between various areas. But there are several barriers when it comes to the exchange of transport and logistics data. For example, there are some trust issues, or also new problems with lack of digitalization in the sector. Because, as I mentioned, there are many small enterprises, and they often have a lack of resources to invest in new technologies. So we can conclude that the reporting CO2 emissions based on environmental data increases the transparency and also to some extent the accountability. But due to primary data along the transport chain requires vertical measurement and then sharing relevant data involved in different stakeholders. Now let's jump into the research objective and the research questions based on the problems I mentioned before. And the research objective is to gain a better understanding of transport SMEs business strategies and sharing emission data and its impact on the competitiveness. And therefore we formulated two different research objectives. First, what factors influence the oil-related calculation reporting in transport SMEs? And second, what influences the sharing of emission data and competitiveness of transport SMEs? To answer this question, we choose to conduct two different methods, or to choose a mixed method approach with a qualitative study followed by a quantitative study, and in the qualitative study, we conduct very structured interviews with different stakeholders, logistic, and then the second step, we do a quantitative study based on a based questionnaire. So let's have a closer look on the quantitative study. Interviews were conducted as part of the project in this reporting and emissions from SMEs during December 2022 and until April 2023. And as I mentioned, the number of interviews is to speak with 34 experts from rental logistics. And after conducting the interviews, we analyzed the data using qualitative analysis. On the right hand side, you can see the sample of interview study and first the company type and then the number of entities. And for company type, we use the definition given by the next variable for carrier and shipment, as you can see here on the left side of the definitions. And for the employees, we use the SAP definition of the Now I will show the findings of the interview study. And there, we try to have a closer look on the internal and external factors that influence the study or the influence the calculation and then reporting of emissions. And for example, the internal factors include, for example, the cost strategy and the availability of resources, for example, financial resources or human resources, and also the availability of data. And external effects on the other side, for example, market characteristics, customer demand, or the existing incentives. Due to the time constraint, there will only go just look on two aspects. First, the strategic implementation, and we found out that there are a number of companies that have proactively and sustainability in their business activities, and these companies use their actions as an advantage to differentiate themselves from their competitors. On the other hand, we can see that there are several companies that take a really reactive approach to this issue. They wait until there's some pressure from their customers to report the emission data, and after they get this pressure, they actually start preparing to this topic. So we can conclude that there are different strategic orientations to this topic in the sample of the interview, and companies that have proactively and sustainability in their strategy to seek the opportunity to differentiate themselves from their competitors. The second important factor is the willingness to share data, and also there are two different perspectives. One are the risks, and on one hand, on the other hand, the opportunities. The opportunities that are emphasized in the interview study are, for example, the creation of transparency and also stronger customer loyalty when it comes to share the data between shared areas. On the other hand, there is like a risk to many of the companies that are that we asked in the interview study, because there is the concern that the shared data is analyzed and is used then to put the companies under pressure when it comes to future contract awards. So we can conclude here that there are different perceptions of sharing this data in standard in terms of opportunities and risks. And companies with a proactive strategy tend to emphasize opportunities. And clients now leaders start to conduct a survey where we want to test some of the parts of the study. So let's have a look on the design example of the case study. The survey was mainly done with primarily German logistics cloud providers to confirm and validate the result of the study. And the focus of the study was sharing of which data carriers such as this. And as well as the influence on sharing which data on the competitiveness. And we conduct this review from June 2023 up to September, and in total we get 107 responses, but we were focusing more on the 82 responses of the shipper carriers because that are the main parting points of interest, because they are either the ones who demand the emission data or they can supply the emission data. Then we use the web questionnaire, and then we statistically analyze the collected data by questionnaire. But it's an ongoing process. But I want to go first results we can see in this data. Yes, in the survey we have investigated the role of emission data sharing on competitive advantage by using structural equation modeling, which enable us to simultaneously model and estimate complex relationships among many different or dependent and independent variables. And based on the observed relationships in the literature as well as in the interviews, we developed a structural path model, and after we developed this model, we used the PLS algorithm to estimate the path coefficients. And the goal was to analyze the relationship in the path model and explain the path construct from a critical perspective. And therefore we use validated measurement constructs in the questionnaire. As you can see here, these 5 constructs, which are already validated in the literature. And on the right hand side, you can see and then the path coefficients resulting from conducting the PLS algorithm. And yeah, just with the circuit path over there. And there are 4 findings we can see in the results of this model. First, there are companies that are proactive and really intend to have a thorough relationship with the business partners, and that's here the first everybody down there. There's significant interest there. Second step is the regular environmental opportunity to improve the quality of exchange data. That's the area right above. And thirdly, a closer ship-carrier relationship increases the level of information sharing between the business partners, or in this case, between ships and carriers. It's here, and there's a really high value between these 4 areas. And last but not least, a higher level of information sharing is perceived by companies as a competitive advantage. That's here the last arrow, and also this is a significant correlation between both of us. All right, now to conclude my presentation, what we have learned and also studied is that there is more important correlation to calculating transport emissions, but the growing importance of this data requires the emission information exchange between the different areas. And we also see that the strategic orientation of companies and their carrier relationship has an impact on willingness to share emission data. So if there are longer term relationships between companies, companies tend to share the data more often. You can see this in the studies as well as in the results survey. And last but not least, companies that see to improve access to data into a high level of information sharing, obviously, so companies who already get the data on their carriers see this high level of data quality as a competitive advantage towards companies. What are the next steps? We want to investigate what companies can prepare for exchange of emission data, and secondly, how cooperations between sugar and carrier can be established more successful. And for getting results there, we want to do another interim study in the next month. So I would like to say thank you for your attention. We look forward to your questions and discussion.
We have room for 1 or 2 questions. I have more than 2 myself. So I have to leave myself. Well, actually, what I'm referring to is we just finished a survey in cooperation with the KLU and the Smart Grid Center, which actually is on the same topic, and I would offer you to exchange, because I think that you might gain some interest and insight. Just very few highlights out of that. 48, so we have asked 527 carriers. On every question we got more than 300 answering. What we understood is that 48% of the carriers say in no case we're going to share any primary data with anybody. Some 24% share primary data only with themselves. The rest doesn't even look into the primary data themselves. The 11% said we're gonna share data, but only in a consolidated way, which is debatable. And the introduction of neutral bodies in between does not really make any difference. So not very exciting, to be honest. I will leave it that way. Now my question only, looking into the cloud emission EU wording, which says we want to privatize. Originally, they said we want to incentivize the use of primary data. This is a very general wording, which means actually nothing. From your point of view, based on your exercise to that extent, what would you suggest? Because in the background, the question is, will using primary data always deliver lower emission intensities and lower emissions? If not, if it was counterproductive, at least in several use cases, who would have all these advantages?
Yeah, I know from industry studies that in general that companies who use primary data get better results or lower emissions than using standard detectors. So it's like it should benefit people to use the data, like example data, and also when it comes to monitor the improvements when you take some measures, it is necessary to use primary data because otherwise you can't see the progress with done. And because when every year you use the same standard emission factors and same industry average data, and you won't see any improvements. So you need primary data to control what you have done. And another aspect is that
and no worries, I'm supporting use of primary data. It's just a very difficult pathway.
It's a great offer to connect and to use their intelligence also. Alan?
I just wondered, in your survey, did you inquire about the compliance of the measurement with standards like GLEC or the ISO standard? Because we refer to the quality of the data, but I wonder to what extent, what aspect of quality is the alignment of the measurement system with